Hey guys, it's Bearshare here. I'm going to be reviewing Dexter Resurrection, Touched by an Angel. So in the first few minutes, you see Leon interrupting their very expensive dinner. And what's funny about this is that Harrison is a fan and Dexter has his drama with him. I think it's hilarious how they interact. And then at the end of the conversation, Leon grabs Harrison's shoulder and says, "I didn't get your name," because he's always in everybody's business. This Leon, look at him. And before that, Dexter cuts off Harrison, telling him he's got big dreams. This kid, like, telling him, "Harrison, shut up, stop talking," because he knows how dangerous Leon is, but Harrison is just a fan.
What do I really am? You guys should come over to my place after this gay is behind me.
And Leon is such a freaking manipulator. "You guys should come to my mansion after the gala." Like, he expects everybody to do what he says. That's why I don't like him now, because Dexter feels like he feels like Leon is controlling him, and Dexter doesn't like to be controlled. Leon is talking to Dexter outside of the restaurant, and what I take from this scene is that Dexter is annoyed at Leon for following him.
I would like to schedule a time.
And then Leon tells him, "I'd like to schedule a time to get to know you better." Like, there he goes with his control manipulation bullshit, right?
For us to get together. I want you to tell me about your
Which is played in the background.
You know, to me,
And Dexter tells him, "Sure, I'll go."
you're part of my world now.
He says, "I'll go, just keep my son out of it." And Leon says, "You're part of my world now." Pretty much telling him, "Hey, Dexter, you're my bitch. You better do what I say." And Dexter's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Dexter is walking with Harrison, telling him about, "Yeah, I became a member of the secret society of serial killers with Leon." But what I like about this scene is that he tells Harrison about Gemini, because Harrison is he's very impressed that he killed Gemini. But Dexter, he flexes a little bit, and he says, "There were two."
Hey, Gemini?
Yeah.
He's been killing people for years. You just
See, it's playing in the background. Them. Twins. So I thought that was cool. So I really like this episode because it really builds a narrative for Harrison of what Dexter's been part of, and how he was interacting with Lady Vengeance and Gemini and all the other serial killers. I'm gonna forward it a little bit. Oh, the part where he is following Charlie, and she's buying some flowers for her mom, which is, it looks like she does this all the time. And then she just pays with her phone, which is funny.
Take these. Your mother will love them.
And then the vendor's like, "Your mother will love them." And then she's going into the car, into this Mercedes, and this is one of the best parts of the episode, because Dexter surprises Charlie. He surprises Charlie as Red, the dark passenger, and he's choking her. And what's really cool about this scene is that it's a throwback to the first 5 minutes of episode 1, season 1 of Dexter, the original. So I thought that was cool. They're paying homage to the original series. And what's cool about the scene is that he's acting just like he's being Red. He's even wearing what Red is wearing as a serial killer. We're at the police department in New York with Wallace and her boyfriend. I say boyfriend because he's always trying to get to her. He's always trying to make a move to her and trying to make her smile. In this scene, he says, "Yeah, we're gonna try to find the Ripper, but it's gonna be like a needle," and she's like, "in a haystack." And she briefly smiles, and I think I give points to her partner, because, like I said, I feel like he's trying to make a move on her. When Gigi and Harrison are at Dexter's place, and they start talking about blood spatter, and it's funny because she says she says blood splatter, but it's not splatter, it's spatter. So Dexter corrects her And then they have a little cool chat, which is nice. And then we go to the scene where Leon is at the mansion with Charlie, and he starts fanboying about her freaking cut that Dexter did as Red, threatening her to stay away from Harrison in the Mercedes. And he goes all fanboy, and he's like, such a creep. He's like, let me see it, show it to me. And she shows him that she has a little bit of a laceration, and he gets all turned on in a creepy way. And he says, oh yeah, Dexter's trying to send us a message, Red. And I just thought it was creepy how he's admiring her cut and that she's a survivor. I just think it's kind of creepy. And then all of a sudden he cuts to, how's your mom? Because obviously he's taking care of the mom. So that just shows another way that he manipulates people, you know? He does all this bad stuff, and then he reminds them how he's paying for their child support, or he's paying for their mother to be taken care of. So he's just creepy. And now we have Angel Batista. He is so desperate because Wallace told him, you need to get the fuck out of New York. You're no longer a cop, or else or if not, I'll arrest you. And he surrenders his badge. And now he's going to look for Leon at his mansion, because he made the connection between Leon and Dexter. And this is a cool scene because, you know, former detective Batista, he was always in fights, but he beats the shit out of these three guys. He just goes freaking ninja on them. So I'm playing it in the background. He's like, they're like, do you have an appointment to see Mr. Lane? He's like, no, but I'm a Miami Metro Police officer, and he's trying to pull out his badge, and he doesn't have a badge because he's a fucking loser because they took it away from him. But the funny part from here is that the security guard puts his hand on him, and Batista says, get your hand off me, you rent-a-cop. And I just think that's funny because rent-a-cop is like, you know, like those cops at the mall that they didn't really have a badge, but they're there as security. And then obviously he tells Leon and Charlie that he knows Red as Dexter. He worked with him for 20 years in Miami, so that kind of put Dexter into a tight situation. And then Red is invited to meet with Leon. Dexter goes to meet with Leon. He notices something weird. Leon says, come in, my friend. He doesn't address him as Red. He says, come in, my friend. Then once they're closer to the vault, he says, I know who you are, Dexter. And that just fucks up everything. And then Charlie comes behind him with a gun to his head. And that really sucks because I feel like if Dexter would have got through this morning, everything would have been fine. But because Angel snitched, and you know what happens with snitches, they get stitches. Anyway, so he walks into the vault, and Batista's laying on the ice truck killer bed, which is crazy. And Leon kind of puts things together because Batista told him everything that happened, and he later realizes why he was so impressed with seeing the blood slides at one of the first meetings with Leon. He realizes, hey, no wonder you were so impressed by the slides, because they belong to you. And what's crazy about this scene, I thought Leon was going to go full psycho and kill both of them. Instead, he has this weird laugh and he says, I love this. I love that you're the Bay Harbor Butcher. And in the background, you see poor Batista wrapped with tape on his mouth, which sucks. But Leon is such a creep. He's like, I love this. And then he says, you know what? I'll sponsor you, Dexter. It's okay. I'm a fan of the Bay Harbor Butcher. I'll sponsor you. I'll bring serial killers from around the world so you can kill them in front of me. The only thing you have to do is kill Batista. That's your price of admission, which I thought was cruel but interesting. It's like, hey, Dexter, you know, I thought, hey, Dexter, kill Batista. Just get it over with, you know. I know he doesn't fit the code, but if he would have got rid of him, that would have made his life a little bit better, a little less drama, a little less stress. So that was my first thought. But what really impressed me is that Dexter takes the knife and he says, "Look, Leon, you want to see the Bay Harbor Butcher in action?" He raises the knife, and then Dexter grows a conscience. He grows a fucking conscience, which I thought was crazy. Instead of killing, stabbing Batista, he says, "You've been my friend for over 20 years, and you helped me once before, maybe you can help me again," which I thought was kind of sweet, no homo, showing brotherly love. But of course, some fans thought that was weak on Dexter's behalf. But I thought, hey, he has some kind of a good brother bond with Batista. So, but anyway, he ends up freeing him from the tape. And then, of course, Batista goes full fucking God of War Kratos rage on him. Like, he puts on the rage. He has full bar rage. And he says, he doesn't even realize that Dexter saves him. Batista goes full Kratos, grabs him by the neck, throws him on the floor. First, he disarms him from his knife, throws Dexter on the floor and says, "Enough of your bullshit. This is for jokes and La Huerta." And he says, "Your bullshit has to stop." And I swear on my life, this motherfucker was gonna kill Dexter. Like, for real. I thought this was the end. I thought this was the end of the season. Because Dexter's like suffocating. And I'm telling you, he went full rage mode, like Spartan. Like, this is Sparta type of thing. And he just puts Dexter, he pins him down. So I thought this was it. And it's in the background right now. And Dexter's like, you know what? This is poetic. This is poetic. I'm gonna die by the hands of a friend of 20 years.
Poetic about dying in the hands of my lifelong friend.
And at that point, I'm like, fuck it, let Dexter die. And the first time I saw the episode, I was like, shit, I don't know what's gonna go down. And then all of a sudden, he gets saved by Leon. He gets saved by Leon because Leon pulls out the gun of Charlie, shoots Batista 4 times in the back, 5 times. Like, what a shoot! Like, just horrible, horrible. Like very pussy move. Like, if you're gonna shoot someone, shoot him in the face or something, but from the back. And then, of course, he's late for his gala, so Charlie runs out with him. And of course, Dexter has a good side and a bad side. And what's interesting about the scene where he's trying to console Batista because he's dying, and of course, being a psychopath and a pathological liar, he says, "Hey, I didn't kill La Huerta. I didn't kill Dokes. It wasn't by me." And Batista tells him, sorry, I have the scene in the back. Batista tells him, "No, you're wrong, Dexter. Even though you didn't kill them directly, it was still your fault." And I think it's sad because Dexter, he's showing remorse, he's showing regret. I mean, he's not in fucking confession or anything, but he worked with this man for 20 years, like his partner, He has some kind of a conscience blooming. But the strongest part of the scene is when Batista looks at him and says, "It was your fault that they died. It's still your fault that I'm dying now." And then he doesn't really look at Dexter because he's dying, but he's right in front of him and he says, "Dexter Morgan, fuck you." I mean, that's cold. I mean, this guy died hating him, which is so cold. And I like Batista, but I just thought his rage just took over him. Like, he shouldn't have been there. He should have just let it go. And then, of course, at the end, Dexter feels bad and he just yells. He goes, "Rah!" Like he feels. He can't cry, but he feels for this poor guy, Batista. Anyway, that's my review. Bear share out. Have a good afternoon.